I have to say that Moreton Island has exceeded my expectations as far as World War II sites is concerned. This is just another one. G'day everyone. Today I'm on Moreton Island and we're checking out some of the old World War II installations here. This one's at Fort Cowan, which is on the western side of the island. So these are very similar to the bribing structures. They're gun emplacements. And they protected Brisbane City, which is just over there. Look at that nasty piece of nail there. So this is the second of the gun emplacements. Cool. Just would recommend getting on that. To give you an idea of how much it's fallen down the dune. Look at that door there. Look at the hinges on it. Is that a timber door or is that... No, that's steel. I feel like I'm in some weird Willy Wonka place. Good place to have bare feet. Oh, this is weird. There's like a walkway around here. There's some windows up there. There's another bit there. There's another window up there.
Yeah. No, just goes into another room.
The top of that's probably like 15 foot off the ground originally. I don't know if I'm that keen to get up there without shoes. The old spikes. There's those same windows we were just looking out of. Oh, done. Not quite sure what type of cable it is, but it's pretty cool. This is the northern installation. Have to be a bit careful. Long live the Communist Rebellion. Cool, there you go. Alright, you can see all the roller doors up there. They must have been full of timber and covered in zinc plate. Oh, look at that, it's like a old spike. I wonder if that's a conduit. The northern one is very similar to the southern one. Except this one you can actually see some concrete posts. Just put the camera in and see what you can see in there. It's a bit more intact, this one here. This looks like it was part of a old jetty or something, some kind of pylon, maybe a tower or something. Alright, we're back this morning up at Bulwer, and what we've got here looks like an old part of the old fort, which has been converted into a toilet block by the looks of it. Oh no, it actually is a shower block or something from back in the day, an amenities block. It's pretty cool. It's got the blast windows there. And a beautiful sign there saying worship Satan's den and there's evil spirits and a 666, so I'm obviously in the realm of the devil. Lots of sage advice from people that have taken the time to write it on the toilet wall. Solid concrete. You can see the blast windows. Well, that's been concreted in for some reason, probably to stop it filling up full of sand. There's another bunker up here at Bulwer, which is part of Fort Cowan, and it looks like this one's more of a lookout post. It's a really nice day out there. It's hard to believe that we're not far from Brisbane. We're just shooting past all the Banksias, and hidden behind the dunes is another one of the lookout posts. And again, we're wearing our safety boots, and there's a fair bit of glass around here, but this one definitely looks like a lookout. And if we look back that way, I'm assuming that at some point this was on the main dune. I love a good bit of graffiti. I love what people have to say. I'll let you read some of that. Here's a steel blast door that appears to be bolted shut. So these were all built around 1940. Nature definitely is taking over these old structures, but I think it's important that we do preserve them. That really does look like something out of World War II Europe, with the pine trees in behind it. But then you look around and you're seeing the wrecks. Just looking out over there towards Brisbane Island, and they're the wrecks, and that's a whole other story which I'd love to tell you about one other day. So we're back on the western side of Moreton Island now, and we're at Fort Cowan, which is between Tangalooma and Bulwer. And this is the site of the old Naval signalling station. I'm going to try and get a map, and I'll put the map in here now. But there's two huts or lookouts which have sort of been taken over by the beach, I suppose. Have completely slid down into the ocean. These would have originally been on the sand dunes back in World War II. So this is the Moreton Island airfield, and we've come out from the dunes in between these two bunkers. There's a northern one there, southern one there. Let's go in and have a look. I have to say that Moreton Island has exceeded my expectations as far as World War II sites is concerned. Yeah, this one's bigger.
So if there's another creek on the other side of these, then yeah.
Yeah, was there a creek before the airfield? Yeah. Anyway, we'll have a look at that map.
Yeah.
I'll put this map up in the video. But this one's the southern, what we think is the southern quarters of Fort Cowan. Oh yeah, this one's a lot bigger. These aren't graffitied as much as what the other ones are, so they might be a bit more
Harder to find.
oh yeah. Moths, no bats. Oh yeah, this looks like there's a channel, like a drainage channel in the floor. If we look up, and it actually goes out the top. That's a really cool door. I don't know if you can get a good view of that door. And then there's a steel door here. And then on the inside of that one, there's the same kind of old timber door. Whatever it is, it's been designed to channel water out of the floor. This is probably the best preserved one I think we've been in. It's really well preserved. Alright, we're just walking into the southern one now. That's the northern one. This is the southern one. Okay, this is very similar to the other one. It's got the drainage in the floor, so again. Alright, this is a cable room. I don't think this is the quarters.
Could be
The generator.
Could be the Naval signal.
I think the drainage channels are just to...
Maybe an engine room.
Yeah, it could have been the engine room, because the fact that it's got the chimneys. This is really well preserved. Like, there's no graffiti in here at all. Maybe this was a generator hut. The fact that all those cables are there, or they could be the loop radar cables, because they're not electrical cables. When I said this wasn't graffiti, there's one tiny piece of graffiti. I wonder how long that's been there for. The theory we've got now is that that cable there leads to the generator room, which is the northern bunker, and that feeds into this room here, which we think is part of the radar loop. So I'm thinking maybe this might have been radar room in here, and they're the cables that would have gone out into the ocean. So what we've also discovered is that 1,650 yards away is an observation post, and I'm having a look at the top of that hill up there, which I'll try and zoom in onto. That looks about 1,650 metres away, so we're going to throw the drone up and see if we can find out where this observation post is. We finally made it to Rouse Battery, or Roos Battery, depending on who you talk to. So the battery looked out to the east to detect any Japanese ships that would have been coming in on the southern side into Brisbane. So we've just made our way up the hill from the beach, and this is the first thing we've come to. Ow, ow, ow. I'm going to go back down and get the torch. So take two. We're back with shoes and a torch. Going by the original map that I found online, this is most likely the command post. This looks like here some form of chimney. It's very similar to the radar bunkers that I found up at Torval. They're in a lot better condition than a lot of the other bunkers on Bribey. It's pretty cool here. This is the old timber door frame, which is still intact.
That way leads to gun number 2.
Yep.
Maybe this way leads to gun number 1 for here.
Alright, cool. So there's the top of that chimney shaft that I showed you before. Alright, we're coming up to the battery plotting room, which is very similar structure to the other ones we've seen, coming down into a bunker style room. And then just an empty room. I think it's mirrored on the other side. It's pretty cool. The windows are still intact, or the window frames are still intact. The old timber there. Tell you what, there's worse places to build a World War II bunker. It's absolutely stunning here. Looks like it is gun number 1, which is on the southern end of the installation. Whoa, look at that. Oh wow. Sergeant Brisbane. I'm not sure whether that's original. Danger snake. That's given us a hell of a lot of confidence. So if we come down here, the door, I am going to check out whether there is a snake in here. Probably at some stage. Yeah, that's definitely some kind of armoured plating or that revolves around the door. I have no idea, I'm just making that up. So there's the other side of that window I just showed you. On this left hand side. We go down another set of stairs. Enter and meet thy doom. Okay, there's a cat, which is disturbing. This is a very similar kind of room. This one's got way better graffiti. If you look out there, you can see the gun emplacement. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle artwork. That's cool. So this is what the gun ring looked like, or should have looked like, back in 1942. It should have been a complete ring in the ground. When we show you the next one, you'll realise how much the dunes eroded around the ring. We just walking up the hill to the gun emplacement number 2, which is on the northern side. So unfortunately there is a fence around this one. As you can see, the sand dune has been completely eroded away and all these big concrete blocks have fallen out of it. So we're going to do the right thing and not go anywhere near it. I can see big bits of steel reinforcing and concrete that are just hanging down there. Now in behind there would be also a bunker type room. It's not a bad view to be patrolling, even if you are in a world war. We've just walked up to the hill behind the command post, and that looks like the reservoir, and water was pumped up here from the beach. There should be a pipeline on the other side of it, which, if I'm right, is that one just there. Not much to see there, but I'm imagining the pipeline is buried down there. And then to the right here we have another lookout post which isn't on our map, and the map we've got was hand drawn back in the days when it was operational in the 1940s. So this one here looks like it's something out of Saving Private Ryan, the opening scene. So if we enter into this facility now, you see there's some timber sticking out of the wall. Not quite sure what this plinth is here. And you look around and you can see the lookout position, which is a pretty outstanding piece of real estate, to be honest. So that's the command post, the pillbox up the top there. It's so well camouflaged you can't even notice it. It's really humbling to see how nature will eventually consume everything around it. And I think in another few decades, a lot of the structures that I've found today, they won't be there either.